Coming up on Look Today, well, the Fort Edward Union Free School District receives a one-time grant of $400,000. I've got details. And New York State will allocate up to $200 million to combat the heroin and opioid epidemic in our communities. More on that coming up. Plus, we've got another installment of our series, A Look at Seniors. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone, I'm Jay Hood Jackson and this is Look Today. Well, in tonight's program, I sit down with Tammy DeCara. She's president of Habitat for Humanity in northern Saratoga, Warren, and Washington counties. And she's here to talk about this organization's very important work in our community. I also sit down with Lois Celeste. She's executive director for Saratoga Senior Center. And we're joined by Maureen Halloran. She's a co-founder of Mosaic Wealth Strategies Group, and they're here to discuss the importance of securing your financial well-being as we get older. Now, this is another installment in our series, A Look at Seniors. Plus, we've got your weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, the Fort Edward Union Free School District is receiving a one-time grant of $400,000. Now, the grant was secured to help with the financial deficit that was created by the loss of tax revenues from the former General Electric Company plant. Daniel Ward, the superintendent of the Fort Edward School District, was notified by Assemblywoman Carrie Werner that Fort Edward is one of a small handful of districts across the whole state to receive this funding. Well, we spoke to Daniel about the grant.
Right, it's been a lot of hard work by our board and by our administration. I also want to thank Carrie Warner, our Assemblywoman, and Senator Betty Little and her staff. They did a great job bringing this money to Fort Edward. Again, we're going to use it. It doesn't solve all of our issues here financially, but it allows us some breathing room so we can make a long-range plan moving the Fort Edward School District forward for years to come.
Now, we also spoke to Daniel about the future of the school and how this one-time investment will help them.
So we're going to use the money for a couple of different reasons. We're hoping to use that to impact our staffing as least as possible so that our programming for students can stay consistent. We want to have a good school, not just have a school. So the money is going to allow us to have fewer cutbacks than we would have had to have without it.
In other news, well, we told you yesterday, the New York State budget was passed on Sunday. Now, $200 million of that will be allocated to combat the heroin and opioid epidemic in our communities. Now, this will help prevention centers, law enforcement agencies, as well as educational programs in the schools. Now, we've contacted a number of people, local, police, educators, and we will be having conversations with all of them in the days to come. All right, switching from news to weather. Today saw a beautiful day, sunshine, temperatures in the high 80s. Let's see how the rest of the week is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast.
Thank you, Jesse. Hope you're all having a wonderful day so far as we continue through tonight. Weak cold frontal boundary continues to push towards us, pushing some showers, maybe even a few limited thunderstorms on through before high pressure works back in as we continue on through the rest of our work week. But still pretty mild weather holding on ahead of that front. Most of us in the upper 40s to mid 50s for the evening hours. Chances some scattered showers or even a few thunderstorms not out of the question as we go through the evening hours. A low of about 55. The south wind still blowing in. And as we go through the daytime tomorrow, temperatures eventually rising back up in the 60s. We'll see a slow clear out through the afternoon, but before that sun goes back down, should see some more sunshine, more so than cloud cover. But out the door tomorrow, won't be seeing any sunshine. Mostly cloudy skies, any leftover showers coming to an end. And we'll see those temperatures about 55 to 57 around the 8 to 9 a.m. hour. Temperatures will continue to stay nice and pleasant as we go through the next 5 days. Sunshine highs about 59 to 64 through Saturday. On Easter Sunday right now, we'll throw in about a 50-50 shot of some showers, but also warming back up into the upper 60s. Well, that's it from the Weather Center. Now let's get back to you, Jesse.
Do you believe those temperatures? Honestly, it was 2 weeks ago when that forecast looked completely different. All right, back to the news. Well, because spring has sprung, and of course it was a very long winter, we decided to go out on the streets of Saratoga Springs today. Now, the streets were bustling with people enjoying the long-awaited sunshine. Every store was open, eager to entice people to come in from the street. It was just such a beautiful day outside. Well, when we were out and about, we spoke to Jill Fekta. Now, she works for a store right in downtown Saratoga called Tushita Heaven.
Business is great when it's warm out. People like to come out in the streets in Saratoga and walk around and shop and get brunch and help out the local community.
Wow. Up next, I sit down with Tammy DeCara. She's the president of Habitat for Humanity in northern Saratoga, Warren, and Washington counties. And she's here to talk about this organization's incredibly important work in our community. Plus, I also sit down with Lois Celeste. She's executive director for Saratoga Senior Center. And we're joined by Maureen Halloran. Now, she's the co-founder of a very interesting group called Mosaic Wealth Strategies Group. And they're here to discuss the importance of securing your financial well-being as we get older. Now, this is another installment in our series, A Look at Seniors. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Then give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. We're a little tight on time, so just a couple of things. A reminder, please go to Facebook. We're starting to increase traffic there. We're getting a lot of very interesting comments. To give you an example, when we had this trouble with the raccoon eating through the wire up there on West Mountain, I heard from somebody who said, "What's next? Banana in a tailpipe?" Apparently, I've either passed this guy on the Northway or he's seen my driving transcript. No reminder that tonight is Queensbury Town Board meeting, and tune in tomorrow night for the stories that matter to you. Good night, everyone.